Hi Capricorn, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. Capricorn, this is going to be your own reading today, and and this could be a love reading or just a general reading, kind of, about where you are in your life and things like that, maybe about work, but we're going to get into it here. If it does turn into a love reading, we are going to have an extended reading, like we always do, right? And that is going to be on your person, like how they feel about you, their overall energy, kind of what they want, what they fear, things like that, and how they feel about you. And we're going to have your advice and your future in the extended, right? We're going to have your outcome as well. So let's get into this reading, Capricorn. And I'm using the Kabbalah cards here. Yeah, these are all brand new cards. I mean, they are oracle cards, but they're highly fascinating. I feel like they are. We have, with these cards here, we have the Two of Crystals and the Four of Feathers. And these are of a different deck here. I feel like I was looking at your reading here, Capricorn, because I did set the cards out here. And because they're new, right? They are. And this is the first time we're doing a spread this way. But, you have the Two of Crystals, which is really the Two of Pentacles. And then you have the Four of Feathers, which is really the Four of Swords. But these cards, are talking about, this deck is a little bit of a gentle, it's kind of a gentle, more positive take on the regular tarot. That's how I see it. The Two of Crystals is balance and adaptability, right? And it is kind of like the man who is holding the two pentacles. Sometimes he's trying to balance himself. Sometimes he is trying to adapt to a situation. In this reading, this is all about you adapting and creating your own balance. And I was looking at this reading here, and it's interesting here. It is, it's not, because it gets deeper than just creating balance, right? Where everybody is, right, trying to create balance in their life, basically, especially if they have, kids, a job, a lover, whatever, or just, balance within other, realms kind of their life. But you have the Four of Feathers, sanctuary and rest. I feel like you feel tired in a way here, or you are looking, I feel like you are looking for a sanctuary, like somewhere to kind of reflect and rest and feel protected. Yeah, you don't feel protected, Capricorn. I'm looking at your reading here. And you could be dealing with a lover or a boss, or or your job or your business. But all these cards kind of point to the same thing, and there's 9 cards here. Right now, your current energy, Capricorn, is the observer, and you have the agitation, and the edge here is the root. So you're, clearly you're agitated, and you are like studying a situation here with the observer. You are studying a situation here, and you're agitated by it, right? I feel like you're looking for a solution here with the edge. That's really what you're doing here. This is a point of change, right? Like when you jump off the edge, kind of like the Fool. This is a point of change that you want this. I don't think you've jumped off the cliff yet. Or you have decided a solution to bring change. Yeah. It's going to be about a new beginning, definitely here. I feel like you are at a place or at a time of transition in your life. I also feel like you're losing like some type of strong, like you're losing some identity of yourself. You are trying to know yourself here. Because something's testing you here, and you have the test right here. Something is testing you here, Capricorn. I don't know if it's a love situation or a career or both. You could be mixing them, and I've kind of been saying that for some of you guys. If you are not mixing it, this is about love for some and career for others. Or maybe you're not even mixing them. Maybe it's just about both, kind of, right? What I mean by mixing is that maybe, you're married to your boss, something like that, right? Or you run a business with your significant other. But this could be about either or both. But this is like a turning point for you, some type of transition. I feel like you're not even sure if it's a turning point, kind of. What I mean by that is you are just trying to figure things out and balance yourself in, and seek some type of sanctuary. Yeah, you are, Capricorn. Yeah. Excuse me. So you're in transition here, but it's not a clear, like, whenever we're in transition, we're kind of at a crossroads. But you don't really exactly know where you're headed. This is kind of it. Yeah. I feel like you have some success in your life, but there's some test that is going on here. You could be asking yourself, what's on your mind is the myth. Like, is this real or is it a myth? Or has it been based on a myth? Or maybe is somebody selling me a myth, right? Selling you a story, right? Yeah, the government is selling everybody a myth right now. And, you know, some people just, they don't see it. So in the past you were fighting for this, but the warrior card talks about like you weren't even sure what you were fighting for. I feel like there's something that you want here, but you're not sure it's worth fighting for. You're not. And you're in transition because of it. You're not sure if this was a dream, a pipe dream, or... And if you're not sure if it's a pipe dream, you're not sure like how good it is. In other words, you might be thinking, well, this is totally fake. Like somebody's selling me some BS here. But you could also be thinking, well, how far can I go? In other words, it's not entirely BS, but it's maybe not what they are kind of presenting to you. This is clear in as much as somebody or your job or your career or a lover has like, they could be presenting something to you, or they could be like implying something, maybe not even full on presenting it, just kind of implying it, like, well, you know, like not like making you think here that something is going to work out or something is really great, but you're not sure if they're selling you the truth. And you're not sure, even if you think they are selling you like a halfway truth, you're just not sure how far you're going to go with it. Like, you don't know how much of it is truth and how much of it is a myth. That's what this is. I feel like in the past you felt like you had to fight for something here. And you're questioning, is it worth fighting for? You're agitated by it. You have the card of agitation. Whatever you are looking at with the observer, you are completely agitated by it. Yeah. There could be somebody who is agitating you. This could be like a person who is really agitating you too. Like the whole theme here could be agitating you, but there could be an actual person who is doing this too. Because that could be why you were questioning this in the past. You were questioning if you are fighting for something, and here you are, what's on your mind is questioning, is this BS or not? Is it a myth? Are they selling me some folklore BS? Or are they selling me a Greek myth? Or, you know, or Norwegian folklore? I'm not really sure, but something. You're questioning if they are selling you a myth. So let's have a look at the myth here, because, you know, these are new cards, you guys, and, yeah, kind of learning with you a little bit, but let's see what we got for the myth. And if your relationship or work is empowered by a myth, then it will have extra energy and inspiration. But do you know what that myth is and what it is saying? You will need to test and consolidate it in the real world too. You're being tested by something. This is really interesting because you have the test right here. This is why you are observing. This is why you are in transition. I feel like Capricorn, you're standing in this place here where you don't know. I feel like you do feel like you're being tested, but you don't know what is really testing you. Which is really interesting. This is why you're in kind of at a crossroads or in a transition. The edge. Like you want change here. You definitely do. There's somebody here you don't trust because in your desire is to lift a veil. Yeah, there's somebody you don't trust here. This could be at your job. Could be. Or this could be your lover, right? I feel like you are seeking some type of sanctuary. Like, God, let me just kind of rest from all this. From all this agitation and observation. And all this transition that you feel like you are in. The same thing you were fighting for in the past. So let's look a little bit more at the myth here. A question concerning religion, an ideal or a cause, a myth, story, or legend, superstitions, means of communication, a truth which you must dress up. So maybe you are presenting a myth to somebody too. A truth that you must dress up. There's something here that's really challenging you here. It's testing you. But you could be presenting some myth here or something like that. Like you yourself are presenting something here. And it really is for some success. It is. It's for something that you want here or something you're building. Maybe it's your career. This could be on your mind if somebody is presenting a myth to you. We call a myth something which has a past and a future, but which we have not fully experienced ourselves. And those myths may refuse to bow down to evidence and rational explanations. Perhaps then we will deny them and dismiss them as mere stories. But such tales can be remarkably tenacious and their language very compelling. How is it then that some people claim to have no interest in myths? It is true that the word myth has a double meaning. In some contexts, myth is seen as a vehicle for carrying a great truth. Yeah, it's true. And in others, the term myth is used to describe a collective illusion. You don't know if something is a truth or an illusion. That's what this is. You were fighting for it in the past. And this is why I feel like you're right now you're questioning, should I keep fighting for this? This is a really fascinating reading. It is. Let's look at the near future where you have the test. We know what the test is. Somebody is testing you or you are testing yourself. In some level you are testing yourself for sure. This is why you are kind of observing and in transition. You are testing yourself here because you feel kind of tested here and you feel challenged by a situation. There's somebody you don't trust. Let's see, Capricorn. And you may be tested in some very searching ways. This is in the near future. Keep your own center of balance. Yeah, see, this is why you have the Two of Crystals, balance and adaptability. You are trying to balance yourself. Like you can feel intuitively that some challenges are coming your way. You feel that. Keep your own center of balance. Be truthful to yourself and you will survive. You do not have to tell everybody else all your real thoughts and feelings. Yeah, you feel completely alone here, Capricorn. Whatever this is, you feel alone and you feel like you have to fight this and like resolve it yourself. Like you don't have any support here. This is really clear. There's no support here for you. Or at least this is what you feel. I don't feel like there is either. This is something that nobody really knows about. Maybe just your best friends. Maybe your sister or your brother, something like that. I mean, maybe your mom, but it depends. You know, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your mother. A lot of us don't share everything with our moms, right? You know, because we feel they're trying to tell us what to do all the time. Try not to go down that one, right? Because you might miss out on some good info, good insight from your good old ma. But let's see what else we have. The real test is an inner one. And if you act with integrity, matters around you will clear up. I feel like you are also, on some level, you could be testing your own integrity. Like, was that a good thing I did? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing it with integrity, right? Which is, basically, integrity is something where we integrate all great qualities. If somebody doesn't have integrity, I mean, trust me, people that run things don't have any integrity. Anybody with a lot of money, not anybody, but the people who are running things have no integrity. But they want you to think they do. Everything is a dupe. It's a mind F-U-C-K going on here. But let's get back to this person or this situation. You're testing your own integrity here as well, about things that you have done and about your, about your future deeds. You don't really know what to do here entirely about a situation, but you're also testing your own integrity. Like, well, would that be the right thing to do? Something like that. You feel threatened here on some level. Yeah, you feel kind of threatened, which is kind of shitty, right? Sorry to say, but I feel like you do. But this is like not going to endure. Yeah, we just said that, right? It's not. The real test is an inner one. And if you act with integrity, matters around you will clear up. So pay attention to, you know, kind of like your actions, right? It's really interesting in this reading because you are kind of asking yourself, what should I do? How do I deal with this? I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about that person. I'm not sure what's real or what's a myth. I'm not sure what I fought for in the past. And I'm in transition. And there's nobody here to support me, all right? Maybe except power and light here, okay? Or maybe somebody else too. But let's look a little bit more at the test. An exam or a test, an inspector or inspection. Proving your worth. I feel like you're trying to prove your own integrity on some level. And I also feel like in the near future, somebody else's integrity is going to be proved here. I don't know if they're going to prove to you to be all that great. I don't know yet, right? The extended reading will be about this person. But let's see here. And as I said earlier, you don't trust somebody. And you're not even sure if you don't really trust them because you think that they are a bad person. You're not trusting somebody because there could be somebody like that. There could be two people here. Somebody you really don't trust because you think they don't have any integrity. And somebody that you don't quite trust because you are very confused here. And you feel like you don't have any support. I feel like the fact you feel like you don't have support is making you kind of feel a little bit more confused. Like you feel like you can't, you know, kind of lean on something really strong to kind of like, hey, trust yourself. Everything's going to be okay. I feel like you don't feel like you have that. So that is kind of like not supporting you too, or lifting you up. Bringing you more doubt a little bit. The need to adapt to change circumstances without compromising your integrity. Interesting here. A plan or project will be tested for its validity. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Like, I forgot how I was putting it, but you are like you're observing something and you're in transition, but you don't know what's going to happen. I did say that. You don't know what's going to happen here about somebody here. This is probably a project at work, possibly. Maybe this is at your job. Maybe you run a business. I'm not sure here. The marker is showing up in your desire. I mean, not your desire, your concern. The marker. And we have the martyr over here. Somebody's pretending to be a martyr in your environment. Which is kind of like, you know, I'll die for this cause. Something like that. Or, you know, you're worth fighting for. You're worth dying for. I mean, isn't that what martyrs do? Yeah, now they have fake martyrs. They have fake prophets, fake martyrs, fake people in charge. Yeah, they're so fake. Yeah, they want to change everything in our world, in our country. They want to take away all our traditions and take away liberties. All in the name of a bunch of lies that people are believing. So let's see. Let's get back to this here, because let's look at the marker here. This is in your concern. God, Capricorn, your reading's really interesting to me. It's very deep here. And no, it's not. I mean, it's not. We're not talking about like, you know, my typical readings here. No, it's a little bit different. Oh, far different, I feel like. What marks out one thing from another when it cannot be divided into anything else without becoming something else? Then you have found the marker of its identity. You're trying to get to the bottom of a matter here that you don't understand. And you don't understand, like, what stands for what. Like, you're seeing something in front of you, but you don't know what it stands for. You don't understand, like, the marker. You don't... I feel like somebody's presenting something here, or it might look a certain way, but you're not sure, whatever way it looks, you're not sure the myth is here. You're not sure it's really that. There's some type of illusion here somebody's type of feeding you. Or you think there's an illusion as well. I feel like there is one, and you also think there is one. In other words, it could be even two. But you're questioning everything that's going on in your life. There's not one thing you're sure about right here. currently. I mean, this could change, of course. It is going to change. This isn't for the whole year, right? No. So let's look at the marker. Here lies integrity. More integrity. The test talks about integrity. Its essence is manifest to you. Understand this, and all else can be released to the edges of the wheel and beyond, to be dissolved or absorbed in the processing of experience. It's interesting because this card is very similar to these cards. They are categorized the same, like in the same kind of element here. The marker and the test. You're trying to see what something represents. This is your concern. You don't understand what something is represented. Something is presented to you and you don't really get what it represents. You don't know if it represents truth, success, love, lies. You don't really understand here. This is so clear here. And you feel like you need to rest from it. Right? The bear here. Is this a bear? I'm not sure what he is. I can't really tell here. Yeah, he's a bear. But he is resting, sanctuary. Just like the man in the church who is resting and recovering. This is what you're doing here. You're exhausted. You're agitated. And you're on the edge here, which is in transition. This is not a good feeling. Like you feel like you have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot, I don't know, maybe, in the mud. Something like that. You're walking, right now you feel like you're walking through something that is like agitating you. It is time to know yourself better. This is the marker in your concern. Yeah, you want to know what something stands for. You don't, I feel like you are questioning too, Capricorn, your own identity, your own values, right? Like what's really most important to you. You're questioning that here. Somebody has made you question this, or a situation. You weren't just thrust into this like one day you woke up and you go, well, what do I really believe? I don't think that's it. This is why we question things. We have experiences, right, that compel us, that thrust us into these energies. Something has put you here, or somebody. Strip away all false expectations, both yours and those of others. You don't know what to believe of somebody or a situation or an experience or something about your future. You don't know what to expect, and you are even questioning your own kind of values or expectations. Maybe your own integrity here. Like, should I do that? Would that be right? Even would that help me? If I am wrong or right, would that help me? Which is really deep for me. Like if I do something I feel like is right, or, based on integrity and doing the right thing, will that help me? And would that help me see what I need to do? This is huge. And you're questioning somebody else too. Like you don't understand. You're looking at something like, sometimes when we look at a label of something, it'll go, oh, all natural. Oh, bullshit. Especially with, the Food and Drug Administration. Dude, there's not. They put that on stuff that's completely lethal for you. They do. Trust me. I'm, kind of like a part-time nutritionist here. Illusion that must be banished. A badge, token, identifying mark. A gift with an inner meaning. Interesting, a gift. A clue. Recognition. Choosing a name. Identifying a person. You're trying to identify something here. You're trying to put a label or a marker on something or somebody. You don't understand them. You don't understand if they're putting you through a test. Or maybe if they really want you. Yeah, in terms of love. You fought for it in the past. You're not really fighting for this anymore. You're questioning it now. You could have a gift coming, but this is your concern here. Identifying a person, you see? That's what I mean. There's somebody you don't trust, you don't understand, and you're looking at the label or what they present to you, and you are like, well, is that really you? This is really clear. The myth is over here, what's on your mind, and your concern is the marker. And you don't know if somebody has integrity or not. I feel like you are also questioning all your values or all what you believed. Now you're like, well, I'm not really sure that I was right about that. Discover, strip away all false expectations, both yours and those of others. Discover the resonance and meaning of your name when it is spoken aloud. All right. It's time to know yourself better. Do not be afraid to find yourself. Yeah, this is what this reading is about here. I just said that. Like, you're questioning yourself and your own values and your own integrity here. I'm not saying you're bad, Capricorn. I say integrity. Integrity has to do with all the qualities that are integrated too, right? And we are made up of many different qualities. Illusion that must be banished. Okay. Choosing a name, identifying a person, something which defines you or marks your limits. This is in your concern. Like, you're also trying to define your limits. You are. In a situation, you don't know what your limits are with somebody. You don't know if you're going to continue with them or cut them off or slow it down, or you're just trying to see it for what it is. And in your environment is the martyr, all right? Maybe that's me, Capricorn. I'll live or die for you guys. You know how I am. Let's see what we got here. You are on a threshold and you do not know yet if you can pass over it. This is in your environment. OMG, Capricorn. Where was I here? Okay, perhaps you will succeed, perhaps you will lose. You know that. Like, you totally know that. You know, and I said that. You have 1 foot in the water, 1 foot in the mud, and here you are in transition. You're trying to figure this out, but you do know deep down you could win or lose. This reading is it's clear about that. You know that. If you lose, be ready to accept the result whatever way it goes. If you lose, why waste useful energy mourning your loss? Yeah, and forcing others to acknowledge it. It's best to move on. You're spending a lot of time here in your own sanctuary trying to figure this out. You could be doing that this weekend, maybe. A complaint. A person who forces their problems onto you. Uncertainty. Yeah, totally uncertainty. Total uncertainty. Volatile emotions which could turn negative if not restrained. Risk. Yeah, you know you're risking something here. I feel like you're not even entirely sure what you're risking, though. This is the magnitude or the, like the compelling element here. You're not even entirely sure what you're risking because you're not entirely sure what you were fighting for in the past. The possibility of great rewards or severe losses, a sacrifice, a lost cause. This is in your environment, the martyr, right? Sometimes the martyr will die for, a lost cause, but they die for their country or they die for freedom, right? This is what, people would probably be doing that right now in this, here in this country if they understand if they really understood what is at risk of losing here. The veil is what you want. This is your desire, right? Let's see what we have for the veil. Let's look at that. And there are sacred areas of your life which you are afraid to examine. You want to lift the veil here. You want to. But perhaps you are now strong enough to explore them. It is better to learn about them yourself than to wait until somebody outside forces tears them apart. This is what I was saying. Sometimes we have experiences that make us wake up and question things and question ourselves and go, wow, I didn't realize that I was kind of feeling that, or Yeah, we have to have outside experiences sometimes wake us up, right? Yeah, for sure. And to learn too. We learn from other people for sure. It is better to learn about them yourself than to wait until some outside forces tears them apart. These are your values, and they have real meaning for you, even if they need to be stripped of the illusions which surround them. Sudden overthrow of authority, possibly. So this is in your desire here, but this is, I don't think you want to overthrow anybody's authority. Okay, a sense of mystery. Yeah, this is what you're dealing with. A secret to be revealed. You might want something, yeah, I feel like you want a secret to be revealed here. I feel like you do. But the secret could be your own. This is about somebody else. This could be about two separate things too. But whatever your transition here, and you're questioning, you were fighting for it in the past. And you're still questioning it here. You still don't understand it. You want to put a label on it. Yeah. You want to mark it and make it cut and dry. I want to understand this now. You don't know here if you're fighting for a lost cause. Yeah. And you don't know if you're going to win or lose, of course, because you don't, first of all, you don't even know if it's a lost cause. You don't understand the situation. You only know that it's agitating you, and you don't understand it entirely. That's what this reading is. And you know that you fought for it in the past. But you also are questioning whether or not it was worth fighting for in the past. Yeah. So let's look a little bit more at the veil. Radical new ideas and innovations. You want new ideas. You do, because you can't figure this out. An upset between older and younger people. OMG, the veil. An issue of truth and lies. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Okay, Capricorn, we're going to go to the extended, and we're going to look at your future, your advice. And we're going to look at, because there's somebody here in this reading. There is. So we're going to see how they feel about you. We're going to see their current energy. We're going to look at what you don't know about them, what they want, and what they fear. And from there, maybe you can possibly get some answers about this person. Right? Thank you so much for joining me. They're all super affordable. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Capricorn, yeah, you guys rock.